Hey, welcome back to the Metropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. We are playing in the casual lobby in Jatekin.net. We are playing a Temujin Noise, which is a rather fun deck to be playing, it turns out. We are playing against Argus. This hand's okay. We're running a single employee strike, and we're only running like two. We're not running Plascade or anything. We're running two I've had worse. We have a lot of money right now, so actually I think we should keep this hand just so that we can not get like hard-hitting newsed. Best of luck, have fun. So I've been playing a lot of like standard pawn shop, Aesop's pawn shop, Wildside, Viruses, Noise, and I've been having fun with it and finding good success. But I've also been finding in a lot of games where you have to respect money up front, things like hard-hitting news, things like mid-seasons, tracing. Noise has a problem. Noise also has a problem breaking ice if you weren't running Faust. The decks lists I was running classically, weren't running Faust. So I wanted to see what happens if you just have Noise's ability in a shell of oh, I saw 3 servers. Oh, that's a good start. But what happens if you run Noise in a shell, just like a standard Anarch shell, that runs Temujin and Wildside and Faust, and it's been pretty fun so far. So this is game 2. It's not an optimized list, but it's still been entertaining. Another Temujin, so let's go find out what's on one of these central servers. Just to find out the ice. Hopefully there is a Data Raven. Could be something like a Shadow. I don't know what else they res. It's a Murumati. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Not much to do here. We need our Faust to get through that. Parasite will take a while. It is 4 strength. I'm not that comfortable about running second click because if we hit a snare and this is a tagging ice, we're in a bad spot. So I think we're just going to like money up and wait for them to play uncontested remotes. I don't know. I haven't seen an Argus deck in a while just because I think Aaron Moran kind of goofs it up real hard. Install advance, probably hostile takeover. We'll take the bad pub. It's not actually that useful for us. Let's see what's on R&D. It's useful if they're playing Tracing Ice. Even it's good against Veritas, because you can lose that trace, I guess. And that's a Raven, which is fine for us, because we're going to Parasite eventually, and basically they paid 4 credits for an end to run. So that's good. We can draw up. All these cards are actually clogging our hand. Let's just fire this blank on archives. They probably won't res, right? Maybe they'll res a vanilla or an ice wall. I don't know. It's a spiderweb. Okay, good. They have no money. Good. This worked out. This is actually a really bad hand. We need a Faust. And Faust is like really dangerous in this matchup. We're going to have to throw out cards if we don't get something to put on the table. And that is something to put on the table. Sure gamble. 2 sure gambles. Okay. And a Cipher. So Parasite becomes a thing. And I'm glad we have this daily casts in this deck just so that we're getting money without doing anything. But we have run economy, which is not something you expect in Noise. I guess they want to ice up all remote servers anyways, just because Noise does have an absurd amount of pressures on archives, but also on R&D and HQ. But let's see what they're going to do. The hostile takeover is the only agenda they can score from hand. And speak of the devil. Okay, they have money. We have all the bad pub, which is actually really hard for us to use. Another imp, not so great. I've had worse, not so great. This hand's really bad. This hand's really not good. The cool thing about Data Raven, though, is if they trace us, we'll probably only have to pay 1 credit. And as soon as we draw a Parasite, we'll put Temujin on HQ and go nuts. We just need to draw a Parasite. I don't want to use this card right now. I think we'll just play an imp. Click for credits. We could play another imp, but I guess we'll just throw it out. Nah, what's worse? I think Dirty Laundry is better than imp. This is a mill, but that's fine. This also imp helps you against mid-seasons. If you're expecting mid-seasons, you can imp an agenda you access instead of stealing it. That also gets around this ability because you're not stealing the agenda. And then in theory, you can put all the agendas in archives and win on 1 run by taking like 7 tags or how many tags it needs to win. Not a great plan. It's technically a plan. And we are showing no pressure on a server so far. We could in theory Temujin the server and just go nuts. I think in the interest of the game, we have to crack this I've had worse. And that paid off for us. Because now we can actually go nuts on HQ if we want to. So, like, I think we can wait a turn to set up here. And just, like, yeah, just fully set up. So put this down, gain a credit. We need 4 to pull out the Cipher, 2 for this. So we're actually a bit short. Maybe we shouldn't have installed the Faust. I don't know, but we'll get some accesses now, that's for sure. Or soon enough, at least. And they know they can't rush, which is the best thing. We haven't seen a wild side. We're not running pawn shop. If we had the wild side right now, it'd actually be pretty bad because I think we'd be just tossing cards. Just hucking cards. So we'll see. One I've had worse left, so we just have to keep on money and make sure we don't hit snare anywhere near the end of our turn because it's going to be a problem. And hard-hitting news is not going to be an issue as soon as we can get a server down. The question is whether we get down the Murumati or we get down the Data Raven. I think we might actually want to get down the Data Raven, right? I think we will. We also have to remember when we access in a card that we have to have the appropriate amount of clicks left and credits left to still not lose. So I think next turn we might just click for credits. The cool thing now is they get to play around Faust, right? Like they can put a agenda in that server and think like, oh, if you want to run it, you're going to throw out cards. But on that merit, like, I think one of the cards we have to respect 100% right now is Archer. So ideally, we get another Street Peddler with a Parasite on it so we can instant Parasite with Sipper, because we're not running Clone Chip. That's like 3 influence. That's not really feasible anymore. And I'm not upset about that. That's an absurd combo. I think they're thinking. I don't know if they're still here. They go for the Archer. Like, trashing the Faust is the worst thing. If they trash any of this other stuff, it's not that big of a deal because we always have Deja Vu. Protecting archives? Alright. So they're not doing anything right now, which means that we can afford to click for credits. What's the chance also they have another piece of ice in HQ? Because, like, we could save a click by putting... What we want to do is put this on HQ, Parasite this, run. So then we would run twice, and if we hit an agenda, we're in a bad spot. I guess we can just imp it. We can also, like, pre-put the Parasite on something. We can put this on R&D as well. I don't know what we want to pressure. We have 1 Nerve Agent, 1 HQ, and I think we'd actually rather get HQ down because we're running Lamprey. We're running 3 of Lamprey. So I think we'll just put this on HQ. Oh, memory. Oops. Ah, fuck. MU. Huh. Oof. Because they'd have to unmill the card, and that's really obnoxious. So I guess we're just gonna, like, respect that error on our side. Not something I normally do. Normally I'm really good on backpedaling. And then we'll just click for credits, I guess. Okay. Them icing all remotes and all central servers, super good. That was super good for them. Otherwise, we would have just taken off with Temujin. Just taken off Temujin Data Sucker. Another piece of ice. So yeah, that was the problem with that strategy. And I still think we can go for it. Like, we could consider going for it. Do we? Nah, maybe not. Deja Vu, it's probably not that great in this deck. Maybe we need to go down to 2 of these, just because we're not pawn shop valuing. Another, that's not useful now. Gain 2 credits, we'd have to throw out something. Yeah, throw out the Deja Vu. That's fine. Yeah, we probably shouldn't have put that Parasite down. We should have just clicked for credits and gone next turn. Because now we're going to deal with another piece of ice. Alright, install advance. That could be a 3-pointer. Oh, another hostile. Another hostile. That's cool too, actually. We're doing our math wrong because we now install the cipher for 1 credit. Oh, maybe that's why we keep the Deja Vu for the Parasite. Are we goofing left and right here? We might actually be. That's rough. That's good. We still have an MU problem. Yeah, we definitely still have an MU problem. So I think we want to run here. Huh, this is actually pretty clumsy. Okay, gotta figure out what to do. This we install for 1 credit. So we can run HQ, trash this, just to get like our MU up. We'll have to toss cards to this. I think actually Wildside's probably one of the best cards in our deck just because it stops us from dying. It makes it easier to draw back up. I don't know how big of a deal that is. Well, if their ability says do 2 me damage, maybe that is something. And we can always throw out the imp into the dirty laundry, but then we've accessed and they can hard-hitting news us. So in theory, we need a dirty laundry on this run. What could this be again? If this is an Archer, that sucks. That's like a really shitty. Maybe we don't play Wildside. Fuck, do we just click for credits here? I think we just click for credits here. Yeah, that's a lot rough. Adjusted chronotype is good. Is the dirty laundry better? Yeah, I think money matters more. Let's see if we play wild side. We have 2 of these. Yeah, okay. Let's see. I'm not convinced. They might purge right here, which I'm okay with. If they do that, they probably have agendas in hand. Again, we gotta respect the archer, and the archer is a lot of cards to run, so we're just hoping there isn't an archer on HQ. I doubt that's a card you put on HQ. That seems more like the card that you put on on your scoring remote. So let's go for this. Let's try this out. This could be a huge mistake. Could be a huge mistake. So that's an enigma. Okay. All right. That's 2 cards to break. Or we lose a click. 2 cards to break, eh? And then when we hit snare, we lose. So I think we're just gonna lose the click. We'll pull out the cipher. Lose a click. Jack out. And now they probably purge. If they score this, they're on 5 points, which is actually pretty scary. Oh, we're getting rushed out. This is a really clumsy opening. And I think we played that pretty poorly. We could always parasite this. Now that we ran, hard-hitting news is a thing, right? Yeah. Let's see. Not drawing. Lampreys could be good. Let's see what they do. Yeah, purge seems good. Actually, I don't know if purge is that great. Because, like, this is going to get instant ciphered anyways. Let's see if we die. Oh, we can only cipher one of these, huh? Goofed that. And now this takes 2 cards. That's fine. We can draw up. Ooh, another parasite. That's obnoxious for us. From us, I mean. We can't. If we draw to 5 cards, we have to throw out a card. So let's go. It looks like server 3 might not actually be a parasite. I mean, might not be an agenda. It could be. Like, I guess the purge is smart there. And it looks like that is probably an atlas. Could be a false lead. Futures now, okay. Well, they're going to put a card into HQ. Could be a snare. And they know we're going to run into it right now. It's actually not that bad. I think we play the imp and just go. I'm not expecting Fairchild, so I think I'm actually going to overwrite the imp with the new imp. And then run. If they hit us with a snare, so be it. They could also pull the hard-hitting news. They also could pull the mid-seasons, anything like that. But we're going to have a lot of runs here. And a lot of money. And if they're only playing 1-pointers, it's going to take them a while to score. Like, to win the game, unless they can kill us. So as long as we play, like, relatively conservatively, we could be good. They're also going to have to throw out a card. And we've milled 6 cards so far. Oh, then we're going to throw out 2 cards. Alright. This is the point where we want our wild side. Man, if we play the Adjusted Chronotype, you save a click when you hit the Enigma if you have nothing else to do. Like if you haven't lost a click. Which is a huge, like a really cute interaction. They also could be throwing out agendas and archives just because if we run them and there's a 1-pointers, we have to take like 4 tags. So it's kind of scary to run archives until we play our 1 employee strike, which again, this deck is not optimized in any sort of reasonable way. So let's play that for a mill. Let's run HQ, let's get that down. Let's see if we die here. Successful run, stock buyback. Won't do anything right now. I don't think we need imp that. Like, I'd rather imp kill cards. Or mid-seasons and stuff like that. Like, we don't have any agendas, so who cares, right? So again, stock buyback. Not matters. Doesn't really matter. Can't run last click. That would be a mistake. 100% that would be a mistake. So I guess we just draw up. That's good to put in the bin. Just because with a bad pub, we can install this for cheap and then break Archer for maybe cheap. And they have played a housekeeping, which might be a mistake if they have agendas in HQ. So I guess we're just going to find out. Preemptive action. Imp that. Keep going. Stock buyback. That's fine. We can draw, I guess, here. Ooh, Street Peddler will make us throw out a card. Actually, not a problem, but we want to try and do all that on 1 turn just so housekeeping isn't that annoying. Again, we can run last click. That'd be a mistake. We can parasite this next turn and go nuts on R&D. That's fine. Okay. That's okay they played this. Like, we wanted to throw this out anyways, right? So we play a Street Peddler, throw that out. And then we can also... Yeah, this is okay, right? Like, we play this. Gotta throw that out, that's fine. Deja Vu, not good. Adjusted Chronotype, not good. It has to be Adjusted Chronotype. Run HQ here. Hopefully they res. Res the big boy, res the archer. Sacrifice an agenda, it's the archer, alright. Install MK Ultra. So this gets instant ciphered if anything in the game does. So this is strength 6. 2, 4. So we want to boost this twice. So now it's strength 4. No, we gotta keep going. There. That breaks everything. That wasn't that expensive. They're really far away from winning. They really are. As clumsy as the start we had, they should have rushed. They really should have rushed. We get an axis here, snare again. They'll spend a lot of money on it. Shouldn't be a problem. We can also install... No, we used our bed pub. Hard-hitting news. No, thank you. So this is a good time to actually put the Parasite on the Archer just because we've already installed a thrown out a card. Ooh, Nerve Agent's also pretty good too. And they just lost that Archer. Like, that Archer was a mistake. I don't think you ever res an Archer against a Cipher deck. Seems like a problem. And they're going to drop. The Nerve Agent's also pretty good, but I don't think we want to do that right away. What could this card be in a server? I don't know. Another Faust is fine. Now the thing is, like, we can deal with sentries, so I'm not actually that scared of hitting anything. What could this be? Could this be a Snare? Sure. Could it be a Jackson? Sure. Are either of those that bad? No, not really. I'd rather have them spend money resing eyes. 10 cards in archives too. We could check here. This is just 3 cards though, which is obnoxious. That's a Mouseless. Net damage is fire. This is 3 cards to break. It'll do 1 card damage to us anyways, so I don't care. You can fire it. We can also throw out a card to prevent the net damage. We lost the Dirty Laundry. That's good. We have a tag now, so like ice that punishes you on tags is iffy. Enigma, so okay, this is interesting, right? Because if we break 1, lose the click, we can't lose the click, and we can't. If we hit a snare, we lose 2. So we actually just lose the click and jack out. They have 2 credits though, so they can't actually score anything. So that's fine. That's okay. They're so far away from scoring, unless that is an Atlas. Ideally, again, the best thing we draw right now is a Lamprey, and we Lamprey lock them. Like, if we top deck Lamprey, we're in a really good spot. Oh, actually, we maybe should have used that Street Peddler on the last turn, just so that we get around this thing. Housekeeping, I don't know. If we top deck a Lamprey, we just Lamprey lock them. So we basically have 1 good draw to hit a Lamprey. Go Lamprey. Temujin's good too. Go Lamprey. No, that's good too. So let's run HQ. Sit for this. Let's use this to put down Adjusted Chronotype. Trash the Faust. Successful run. Let's see what they got. If this is like a Vulcan cover-up, we hit a snare right now, we lose. Stock buyback, that's fine. And we can just put this Wildside down, and now we have the card engine. And let's see if they score a 2-pointer on us. They easily could. I actually like Enigma. Okay, looks like it is. Could also be a 1-pointer based off the way that their deck looks with all these stock buybacks. Yeah, it is another 1-pointer, fine. They're going to pull something in their hand, but there's not really anything they can pull in their hand that matters on 2 credits. Like, they can't fire Snare. There's no on-access traps that really matters. They could be running News Team based off of stock buyback, and that's fine. That's okay. But now we draw into Lamprey and we Lamprey lock them. Like, right? 2 free card draws. Also, we only have 16 cards left in our stack, right? So we need to draw Deja Vu and kind of go nuts on R&D. Running archives also is a thing. I think we probably just put down the Nerve Agent and see everything. Yeah. Yeah, it seems okay. Give us a Lamprey. And they have to throw out 2 more cards here, right? That's the problem about playing Wildside is we don't play any recursions, so the amount of turns we have left is a limited quantity. Like, we don't have that many turns left. Especially if they're trying to do damage to us. At some point, we'll just be ground out. It's kind of our own attrition game that we're fighting ourselves. But this is fun. This is actually, like, I like this. Compared to Wildside, I mean Pawn Shop Noise, which is also really fun. This is much more aggressive, and I'm always a fan of that. As busted as Parasite Cipher 100% is. 2 cards into the bin. Depending on what we draw our Lamprey, they're in a really, really bad spot. So we just Rampage, run. They have nothing to do besides purge. And we did get the Lamprey. So this is what a Lamprey lock is. Oh, we have to trash card with housekeeping. Didn't even think about that. That's fine. And they conceded. Hey, how's it going? It's currently Sunday evening, and I'm sitting here editing this piece, and I kind of wanted to take a couple minutes just to talk a bit about etiquette. Just to talk about etiquette. So the opponent in this match, you probably just saw, they conceded and left the game. And they did so in silence without saying anything. Whether or not to concede is an issue that, on its own, I'm not a big fan of concessions. I think a lot of times the Netrunner can squeak out a win. Generally more often as a runner than the corp. Things are going poorly. So maybe I don't entirely disagree with their concession, but the way they handled themselves was pretty poor. And I want to make this not so much just to like shame somebody for the way that they're acting, because I believe in, people can reform themselves and all that good stuff, but mostly just because I know a lot of people who watch this channel might be new enough to Netrunner. And when you see something like this on the channel where someone concedes and leaves in silence, I just want to point out that this is firstly not normal. This is not an occurrence that you see regularly. In fact, I've barely ever seen this. But secondly, it's not cool. It's just really disrespectful to other people, especially other people that are sharing your sort of the same hobby you have, and you're going to be probably running into them again if you're going to be on Etiquette.net. And I think that's just like a pretty shitty way to handle yourself. There's no like formal like guidelines of how to act obviously on the internet, let alone playing Netrunner, but generally when you end a game, I always like to say good game, thanks for the game. I think that's good. After that, a lot of times like Netrunner players are awesome. They're generally like really, really, really cool people, and they'll generally hang out after a game and talk about, oh, you can ask like, hey, what did I do wrong? Would you have any ideas about this? Or talk about certain points in the game where things are super interesting. And I'm just trying to say that generally these interactions are really cool. When you see someone like this who just gets off, like concedes and leaves the table in silence, that's just not cool. And that's not normally how people handle themselves, so please don't look at this as an example of how to act. And I know admittedly you might not be having fun playing Netrunner in certain matchups. Like I know I'm playing Cipher Parasite, which might make me a bit of a shithead myself, but I still don't think that's a good way to handle yourself. And just try and treat everyone with respect. If you're new to the game, again, this shouldn't scare you off. This is generally not normal. Just wanted to say that real quick. Otherwise, it is currently Sunday evening. I just came back from a trip. I went down to Toronto for the weekend to go visit some friends, and it just wrapped up Toronto Sketch Comedy Festival, the Toronto Sketch Festival. Had a lovely time, but the thing was, I wasn't here on Sunday evening or Sunday afternoon when I generally record games for the week. So at least for the next day, I think the next day at least, I'm not actually sure what kind of content we have, so we might be scraping the bottom of some sort of digital barrel. So apologies for that if the content gets like really, really sketchy. But as of Tuesday, I'll be on Etiquette.net. I'll be playing some games, so we'll be back on track real soon. That's all I wanted to say. And of course, good game. Thanks for the game. And I'm gonna jump back to past Andre as he sort of blathers on about the end, his conclusion about this game. So thanks for watching. Cue the cheesiest dissolve we can find. So the idea with the Lamprey lock is that you put down a Lamprey and you run HQ. They lose a credit, we do it again, they're at 0 credits, so they only have two options. Play Beanstalk Royalties, play Sweeps Week, and then put an ice on HQ. Or Purge, and you basically buy yourself a free turn, and then as long as you can draw into more Lampreys or to Deja Vus, you can kind of lock the runner down. And I've seen a lot of people lose against noise games not respecting this, and you need to put like good ice on HQ. Because as soon as the Lamprey is down, you're actually in a really bad spot. And like next turn we would have drawn into the medium, that'd be good, and then you draw into 2 Lampreys, and it's actually really, really bad. And when you're at 0 credits, you purge, and you're now still on 0 credits, then they trash the ice on R&D, and you get to a really, really bad spot. That's kind of what this deck is trying to do, and sort of these aggressive noise decks, is get you to Lamprey lock, because at that point, you're kind of out of the game. Unless you can make money from no money, which is pretty hard. I guess that's why you play stock buyback, actually. I don't agree with their concede. Actually, maybe, yeah, they're in a hard spot. They were never going to kill us through money, so... Anyways, thanks so much for watching. This is Noise with Temujin. It's been pretty fun. Relatively strong, but just wanted to see if that works. Seems like it does. Thanks so much for watching. We have videos every weekday night. And 8:45 Thursday, 8:45 Eastern. There's a live stream. If you can drop by, we'd love to have you. Thanks for watching. Ciao.